The taste of victory, and all I could picture was Simon just being mushed his head into the ground as the New York Giants demolished the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Hey, Simon came home and his wife said, "Nah, you sleep outside tonight. You sleep outside tonight." Well, my brother Osi. We're bringing our podcast listeners to a special location. We are here at the Grove Hotel?
Grove Hotel
on their beautiful football field.
Incredible.
This is where the teams come to practice and stay before they play here. But we have a special event today, Osi. Break it down to the listeners and viewers.
NFL Academy against IMG, and it is going down. First of all, glory, glory, and United. Now, don't be bowing me, Simon. Get out of here. I don't even know what you're doing here. First of all, your team, the Packers, got smacked today. You know what I mean?
Simon is so hot.
He's really upset about that.
He is so, word I cannot say, off.
Yeah. You would think that, being around us and knowing that, we're Giants guys, you would think he'd be happy for us.
Yeah.
Packers don't care nothing about him.
No, they don't.
What have the Packers done for Simon?
Nothing.
Right? Nothing.
He tried to buy the stock certificate for somebody and he got rejected.
And he's still a Packers fan.
And he's still trying.
Ridiculous. But yeah, NFL game, NFL Academy against IMG. This is going to be probably one of the most momentous days in the history of the NFL in the United Kingdom. It is the start of something special, J-Bell.
How many guys from the Uprise Academy out there, my brother?
Oh, we got 4 of them. I don't know if they're going to play today because they just came. They literally just landed about a week ago. So to put them out there would be a little bit unfair.
I'll tell you this, though. They passed the look test.
And they looked the part?
You know what I call them? The first off the bus guys. You know how you play a game and you need them guys first off the bus? They are first off the bus guys.
Yeah, they look different.
We had a guy at UCLA, man, didn't even play. Your guys are much better than this. This dude looked like a bodybuilder. He was 6'7", diesel, six-pack. We used to have him run out to the middle of the Rose Bowl at UCLA and just stand on the 50. That was the last time he was on the field every game. But he looked good.
Yeah.
He looked amazing. We got real grass footage right there. People driving by in carts.
It's all kicking up, but it is. IMG came out here from Florida, and I think we need to do more of these type of things. Basically.
I agree.
We need to play more of these kind of games. We need more of this to happen for the NFL, for the NFL Academy. There's a void here, Jason. I don't know if we want to discuss this. Maybe we should discuss this.
We should totally discuss this void.
Yeah. There's a void here that I believe needs to be filled, and it can be filled by this particular thing. And now, here's what I'm talking about, right?
Break it down, bro.
65,000 people were just at the stadium. Giants versus Packers.
Absolutely.
Right? 65,000 with another 100 or 200,000 that couldn't buy the tickets, right?
Wishing.
The week before that, it was the same thing. Every single game that comes out here sold out within hours.
Quickly.
So we know that there is a massive fan base, there is a massive demand for football. So what do you have in the United States of America, right? You have the NFL, you have college football, you have high school football. If you're a fan of football, you can have 3 teams. You could have your high school team that you support, you could have a college team you support, you could also have your NFL team that you support.
Yes.
What do you have here if you're a fan? All you have is the NFL.
Yeah.
There's a void here. There's an under 21 void here that people need to see football. People want to watch football, and they don't have anything to watch. There's 1 billion people in Europe. You understand what I mean? There's so many people here.
Such a pool of talent.
Such a pool of talent over here. And on top of that, there's so many players out here, so many people who have the ability to play the game, and then we have the mass audience that can actually watch them. We just haven't given them that product. NFL Academy is the beginning of the ability to give people things that they need to watch.
I totally agree. That was put so well, because you're right. Looking out here, understanding what this could be, the essence of it, you're absolutely right. And we got to keep pushing it, man.
Yep.
And we got to make sure all the listeners are behind this movement.
You got to be behind
Request more, they will give you more. Can I say something though, Osi?
Yep.
Because you were on Simon earlier about his beloved Packers losing the game.
Yeah, no, they got smacked.
Yeah. So
But Can you acknowledge? Don't say
Yeah, they got
lost.
Yeah. They got that plane ride. I read about Aaron Rodgers talking about how he was upset how some people were talking about going to the next game, and if they lose that game, they should panic. And he was like, "What is this attitude?" He was mad.
Yeah.
They were mad.
He was grumpy.
They were grumpy.
He was Mr. Grumpy Pants.
You know
That's
what I
my son
like
calls
about
him.
them? I don't want to say I like about them losing, but I'm going to say it anyways. Their head coach, LaFleur, all this behavior on, I don't want to be out there. Why we got to do this? You know what? You came out here and got smashed.
You got smacked, yeah.
You should have been, as a leader, you should have been, we're here, we're doing this, let's go, let's fight, let's battle. But all that stuff.
Yeah, worrying about the wrong thing.
And that's not good for the NFL. I don't appreciate that. Dayball wasn't saying that.
No, it's loser talk.
Yeah, it
We
is.
call that loser talk.
It is, and they lost.
Yeah, loser talk.
Absolutely. Now, to your credit,
Yep.
this is not loser talk. Before the game, ITV broadcast, you and me, mics in our hand,
Yep.
Names on the line. Miss Laura Woods asked us straight up, who do we pick? Now, I leveraged my bet,
Yep.
and I'm going to tell you why. I went with the Packers because I thought they were going to win, and if the Giants win, I'd be...
Giants with 9-point underdogs.
And if
but
the
go ahead.
Giants win, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Not you, bro.
Yeah.
Not you. Not
Yeah.
you in your fresh suit.
Yep.
You know what you said? Giants.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a I'm just a Giant, so I'm gonna say it. It was that belief you have in Super Bowl.
Yep.
And once you did that, I knew the Giants were gonna win.
You know what it
I've
is?
seen you do that before.
I'll tell you what happened, Jason. This is the truth. If this game was being played in New York or Green Bay, I would have picked Green Bay. But the fact that this game was being played in London, and the Giants know this is my base.
Oh yeah.
They knew they weren't gonna come down here and disappoint the
Hootie
boy.
hoo.
They knew they weren't gonna do that. As soon as they landed, I was like, these guys are gonna come out here. They're gonna teach the Packers a lesson because they know the old dog is watching.
He stood up.
The old dog is watching,
my
J.
gosh.
Bell,
The
and
fear.
they delivered.
They did
The
deliver.
New York Giants delivered, J. Bell.
They delivered.
I told you yesterday about something I put on Twitter. It was the truth.
Tell the story.
Literally, I was walking onto the train, right? Because I did my daily walk, and I was going onto the train. I saw the guy with the Packers hoodie on, and he was coming off the train. I thought he was Simon at first because Simon is usually
because he's the only one running
He's
around the
only
neighborhood
one.
with a Packers hoodie on.
Yep.
Simon.
Yep. And so
Love
he was
that guy.
coming out of the train, and I was going on, and I looked at him. And he looked at me, and we locked eyes, J. Bell. And you know what he did?
What'd he do?
He just put his head down and kept on walking. He was cowed. He was cowed, J. Bell. I had defeated him. And listen, the sweet nectar of victory was dripping down my fingers.
Gosh.
There was so much nectar dripping down my fingers,
the
J. Bell.
taste.
Oh, the taste of victory. And all I could picture was Simon just being mushed his head into the ground as the New York Giants demolished the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, I'm looking at you.
Hey, Simon came home and his wife said, "Nah, you sleep outside tonight. You sleep outside tonight. You don't come in this house. You don't come in this house." And you know what Simon did? He went back in his car. He went back. He went back.
They won't let him in the house, J. Bell.
Didn't get in the house. Because she knew better. She understands. She was
sleep
like,
outside.
"You gonna go against Osi? You gonna let your fandom?
You sleep outside
You
tonight.
sleep outside tonight."
Oh my God, my stomach hurt.
That's what happens.
Crazy.
That's what happens.
That was a good one, bro. I appreciate that, Jay. I like that. That's my ab workout for the day. Done.
I want to bring
Wow.
you back. Let's go back to the game. Not everybody was able to be there. Hopefully, most of you watched it on television. Let's talk about the atmosphere. First of all, where we were standing, great location, really appreciated. I mean, the head coach, we were right by the Giants locker room.
Yeah.
Brian Daboll comes out and gives you a hug.
Yeah.
I mean, the head coach.
Yeah.
He's in his mind
Yep.
frame of the game, but gives you a hug. Players, everybody, the love, the crowd. Let's talk about how we felt out there. Let's color it, man.
Yeah.
Like, what do you remember the most about that experience?
I think, for me, it was special
Yeah.
knowing that the Giants were there and then being on the field and just seeing the reception from the fans, from the players, from the coaches. It really was a special feeling, special environment. I was so excited for them, and it was crazy.
It is. It's so unique, man. You played in a lot of games, the biggest game ever. I've played in one playoff game, been to Super Bowls. There's nothing like the games here. I keep saying it, but the energy, the atmosphere on the field around the game, the way the crowd behaves, it is so unique. It's so special. And it's something in this country that is ours, right?
Yep.
It's ours. And the players feel it. I mean, you see them on the field, it's like they're warming up. It's just different.
It's a different swag, man. And then on top of that, there was one thing that kind of caught me a little by surprise.
Tell me.
And that was when they started with the Go Pack Go. Did you?
Right.
I was like, yo, where are we, man? What is this? Are we in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
They traveled well, didn't they?
What?
They traveled well.
That was a pro Packers crowd by far. It's got to be like 80-20.
Yeah.
Right?
You
Like they came to represent.
Yeah.
And they still got smacked. So. Still got
And
smacked.
New York fans are loud.
Yeah.
They're not scared of nothing.
Yeah.
And you felt like this is a Pats home game.
No question about that, man. It really was incredible. I have to say, for me, that was hands down the best game that we've had out here in London.
I agree.
For me, it just was
loved
the entire process.
I like when you can see a game display many different factors.
Yeah.
Hear me out, because I think you agree on this. I like when the stars ball out.
Yep.
I like when they make plays in clutch times during the game, because that's what your stars are there for. Osi needs a sack in the fourth quarter when the game's on the line, and hopefully it's a strip fumble.
Yep.
That's why he is one of the highest paid dudes on your team, period.
Yep.
So the stars shine, but I also like when you see a team adjust.
Yes.
And if you even don't understand the game of football, you understand in life you have to adjust to things. It isn't how you start, it's how you finish. And it's all about reassessing and reestablishing your goals, going out there and accomplishing them.
Yep.
That's what the Giants did.
Yep.
We've talked about their coaching staff. We talked about there's parity in the NFL. There is not parity on coaching staffs, Osi.
Yep.
We saw a team go in at halftime and say, this is what we have to do to now go compete. And they came out, and it was a different team in the second half with the New York Giants. They stopped the Green Bay Packers, and it was all about the coaches putting the players in the best position for that day, Osi.
Yep, no question about that. I'm gonna say something, and I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I say this. I think the New York Giants have a top 5 coaching staff in the NFL right now. Top 5.
I agree.
Top 5 coaching staff.
I agree.
J. Bell, when this team, right, gets just a couple of more players, all they need, 2, maybe 3 star players, 3 more. That's all they need. This will be a Super Bowl contender for years to come. Because from what I've seen from their coaching staff, and you just broke it down perfectly, the adjustments, look at what they were able to do. Do you know who they just beat?
I know.
You understand?
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Stupid, right? And every single week, they're 4-1 right now. Every single week, we're waiting for the New York Giants to slip up. You're like, when? And they're winning. They're winning not because they have better players than you. They're winning because they're a better coached football team, right? And so you have a team that's well coached, and then you infuse that team with talent. Think about the interior of their line.
Oh, man.
Dexter Lawrence, Sexy Dex as we like to call him, right?
People love Sexy Dex.
Leonard Williams didn't even play.
Imagine when he gets back.
What happens when he gets back, right? They talk about their 2 edge rushers, Kayvon and Aziz.
Wait till they start rolling. Kayvon starts rolling.
And even if they don't start rolling, you get another edge rusher you add to that mix right there, right?
Right.
You got Saquon Barkley. We think Daniel Jones might actually just be the guy. Add like a proper wide receiver. Like I'm talking about like, and
even if you
top
don't,
5, top 10 wide receiver.
You get a top quarterback and squeeze him into that operation. I have to ask you something.
Yep.
You're a man who's owned or operated several different businesses, starting them up from the ground.
Yep.
I have a business, and I've been around a lot of business owners.
Yep.
The one thing I am seeing, and we're talking about the Giants, but this is a broader conversation. Brian Daboll, head coach, was a great play caller for the Bills. He's come in, he's let Mike Kafka be the offensive coordinator, and he is being a CEO type. Now, I guarantee he's solving problems, but he's passed those duties off, which had to be hard, right? But he needed to be an overall overseer, have his imprint on everything. I think that's something that happens in business a lot. I think as people, maybe they're promoted, maybe they come in from somewhere else, but they have this specialty. They are the guy at this. And they don't have the ability to empower other people, whether it's because they can do it better, they think they can do it better, or they like control. But when you do that, you don't have the ability or the brain space to go handle other things, right, that come up. And even what we've done and everything I've been involved with you're about empowering. You're about building. You're about putting people in positions to grow. I think that's what we've witnessed on this staff with the Giants, and what we witness in the NFL and business everywhere. When you empower people around you, when you take a step back, when you give people ownership, good things happen.
100%. I agree with you. And I think that's exactly what we witnessed with the Giants. And a lot of people can learn a lot of things from that. But, you know, they won't. They won't.
Why do people, I mean, I confide in you in a lot of things, business-wise, personally, in my personal life, and it's because of your perspective. Why don't people allow people to succeed in positions to where maybe they are superior at that moment, but you can build this person up and they can become your equal or surpass you, which makes the whole business, whatever you're trying to do, better?
Scarcity mentality. That's all. That's all that is. It's called scarcity mentality. It's something that affects most people, and it's the reason why there's so many bad things going on in the world right now, right? And scarcity mentality is the feeling that, okay, you have this limited opportunity to capitalize on whatever it is that you're doing, and so you want to hoard it all for yourself, and you don't want everybody else around you to succeed or to become bigger or better than you. Which what you don't truly understand is when you allow that to happen, when you put it out there like that, it actually makes you better because everybody eats. And if everybody around you is good, if everybody around you is coming up, guess what? You have a much higher chance of a longevity of success as opposed to just a short period of time. So all of this is just a mentality. You have to allow people, you have to teach people, you have to allow people to come up with you, because once that happens, they say a rising tide floats all boats. And that's just the mentality that most people should have, but it's the mentality that most people don't have. But speaking of that, I will tell you this though, Jason. And this is something that really just, and I think I probably said this to you. I'm not sure if I mentioned it to you or maybe I mentioned it to Teal a couple of days ago. But I've come to the realization that I'm probably going to stop reading books. And I think I'm done, man.
Yeah, right.
No, Jason, listen, I think I'm done.
I don't believe that at all.
I don't want to learn anymore, man.
Is it the pain of knowledge?
The pain of knowledge.
Yeah,
there really is. There's a price you pay for knowing things and understanding people and understanding the way the world works.
Ignorance is bliss, Osi.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yes.
They say it, but it is an actual fact.
It is a fact.
It's a fact. And so I've got to the point now where there's so many things that I don't know, but there are so many things that I do know, and I kind of just want to stop here. Because I believe if I learn more, I will just withdraw further and further, right? And I don't want to do that. I want to be ignorant, Jason. I want to like celebrate. You know, I want to scream, and I want to join the chorus. I want to join the crowd, man. You know what I mean?
That's perfect timing, by the way.
That's what I want to do. I'm tired of being like, oh, that's not true. I'm tired of it.
I agree with you, Jason, on every. You know what? You know one thing when we conversate, even if I have a different opinion, I never want to just stop you and just. But now I want to stop you because I don't agree with this.
I'm telling you, Jay, it's like I want to. You know, I just kind of want to. I want to see what it's like to just follow the crowd, man, and just because it's tiring. It's exhausting just listening and understanding that so many people think one way, and then you know that. That's actually it's really not true. But then if you come out and you're like, yeah, that's not true, blah, 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 then you look like a You know what I mean? And that's not good either. So it's really a weird. It's a weird situation, and it's a weird space to be in, J. Bell.
I heard, I'm going to misquote this, but it goes along the lines of, a lie travels around the world before the truth wakes up and puts on their pants.
Fact.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the tiring part.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's exhausting watching people talk about things like they're fact.
Yes.
But you're like, no, well, if you just go a little bit deeper. Or you challenge this thing that you think is a fact that you don't even know where you got it from.
Yeah.
But this is the great manipulator. This is the essence of advertisement.
Yeah.
This is the essence of propaganda.
Oh my gosh.
It's, I know you don't want to spend time, so I'm going to shorten this learning curve and make you an expert in 15 seconds because that's what you want.
Yes.
It's easy. I'm going to make it easy for you to continue to push my agenda. It's so if a person like you, who is a person that stops that at the door, decides to go inside, we really got a problem.
Yeah.
Come back on the outside, OC.
I don't
Come
know.
back on the outside.
I don't know, J. Bell.
You have to.
I don't know, man.
You have to. It's
I'm
just
tired.
like when we talk about this sport we love. We love politics. We love economics. We love different opinions. It's always, we talk about how people are always pushing a narrative in a story because it's easy. You know, I'm going to talk about this coach or this player like this and just whatever because they don't really want to break down what's happening, right? It's the same with everything else. Like, we don't have to have the answers, but as long as we continue to provoke thought, how far does that go? How fast does that travel? And there's more people like us. Think about all of our listeners that come up to us and they talk to us. Man, these people are all in their living rooms. They're all with their colleagues. They're talking to their families. It's very important that we continue to press on and have these opinions and challenge them because that promotes that everywhere else.
Yeah.
So are you back?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm still work.
I'll take some time to really think more about it. I don't know.
I'm a still work. You know what's back?
Man. What's that? Black
That I don't
Lives
know
Matter,
anything
man.
about the NFL.
Huh?
That I don't know anything about.
But who does? Who does?
It was that week again.
Yeah, like nobody knows. Nobody knows anything.
Did you think the Texans were going to beat Jacksonville? Even though they have a problem.
Nobody knows anything, J. Bell, right? And I think maybe this was last week or the week before.
Yep.
We were having a conversation, and I think we were talking about Philly.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, somebody's going to rise up and just beat them that you didn't expect.
Yep.
Right? This is exactly what happened to Jacksonville.
And the Eagles against Arizona, 20-17?
That was a close game. That was a close game.
Right?
But then Little Legs made some mistakes at the end, which is why they put that clause in his
little legs need to
little clause in his contract saying he needs to study a little bit more.
Some stuff comes out in the wash. Did you think that the Patriots are going to win 29-0 against the Lions?
What's going on in Detroit is sad to me.
Break this down, because I don't want to speak on this because it impacts a guy who taught me how to play the game.
Yeah, it's sad. You have a team with a coach that a lot of people are rooting for.
Right? I'm listening. This is yes.
A lot of people are rooting for this team. A lot of people are rooting for this coach.
Yep.
But week in and week out, they're still the same Detroit Lions.
Oh.
Right?
OC.
And now you have a team,
OC.
with a former player as a head coach, whole staff full of former players.
Yep.
Right? They've been given this opportunity now, right? Something that we all wanted.
Yep.
A lot of the players are talking about.
Yep.
And now they've been given this opportunity and they're getting smacked, right? And so what happens now? They already don't think that former players can be high-level coaches, right?
Ooh, OC.
They already don't think that.
Yeah, they don't want that either. A lot of times.
And so now
I think owners don't mind, but I think other people around
They've been given this opportunity, and now everybody's going to be pointing. You see, look, I told you, I told you, I told you. And now we regress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they were given the opportunity.
They were.
Clear here. And now they're back to square one. Now everybody's back to square one.
They did.
And this is the problem that we have with so many different areas, not only in coaching, but in so many different areas.
Yeah.
Is that when you are given that opportunity, because there's already a prejudice against you, you cannot afford to fail because you set everybody back. It's unfair.
Yes.
It's unfair.
Yeah.
But this is the reality of the world we're living in.
Yeah.
As a former player,
Yeah.
Even as a coach, black coach, whatever it is, you cannot afford to be average. You cannot afford to fail.
So you are so right,
Can't do it. You have to be better.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you an example, Jason,
Break this
and you're
down,
really gonna
'cause
appreciate
I'm
this.
feeling you on this.
You're really gonna appreciate this one. And I was gonna save this for another day.
Okay.
But I'm gonna keep it here.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Think about this. Who was the last white cornerback you knew?
Seahorn.
Seahorn,
Jason
right?
Seahorn, New York Giant.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. And was he was the best corner in the league.
Best corner in football, right? Best corner in football.
Beast.
Right? Here's what happens. Right now, I would say coaches, players, everybody has I'm going to call it a prejudice against white cornerbacks.
Yes.
We don't think they can play the position. We don't think they're athletic enough to play the position.
Every time you see one, you're like, whoa.
Whoa, what is going on?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So here's what happens.
He's gonna have to switch positions in college.
He can't do this, right? He can't play at this level.
He's gonna have to be a safety.
He's gonna have to be a safety, right? Or maybe gain weight, play linebacker,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No way he can be a corner,
Yep.
right?
So true.
So here's what happens.
So true.
You have a guy who's a white player who's playing cornerback, right? If he gets beat, say he does go to the NFL, say he does make it to college or goes to the NFL. If he gets beat one time, just once,
Yep.
that's it for him.
I know.
He will never step foot on the field at corner ever again.
That's a good point.
Because there's already a prejudice against the white cornerback,
Yep.
right? Meanwhile, Jalen
Straight up.
Ramsey, the best corner in football, can get beat 2 or 3 times. Oh, it's fine. He's fine. We'll put him back out there. He's Jalen Ramsey. He's a corner. Blah 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 blah. Let that be a white corner. He will never play again. You understand what I'm trying to say?
He almost become a target. Keep throwing at him.
Keep throwing at him, right? And so now, what we have to do as people who have this prejudice is we have to work on our prejudice. We have to be like, you know what? Nah, let's give him another chance. Let's give him another chance. Blah, 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 and all that type of stuff.
Why do we
right?
think like this?
But here's the underlying thing that we have to understand is that the reality is, as a white corner, as much as we have to work on our prejudice, as a white corner, you have to know you can't get beat.
Yeah, right. Because you are giving everybody else under you a chance. You got to ball.
You have to be Jason Seahorn. And this is what's going on in every industry.
100%. There's a lot of pressure. There's so much pressure. I read an article on this.
Yep.
And it was about women and women of color in business. And how when something happens, they not only do they have to be good at their job, then they have to be good at every other issue that comes up because they're expected to be an expert. Oh, well, we have this problem. We have this thing going on, right? They're like, I'm trying to do this thing good. And you're dragging me into all this other stuff because you have no clue how to control it. How you don't even have an opinion. And you're leaning on me for it when I'm trying to execute at a high level to give everybody underneath me a chance. It's a lot of pressure. And if we are not those people, we need to understand how much they're carrying, how hard this is, and give them the support and believe in them, like you said, and give them opportunities, more chances. You're right.
But when they do get those opportunities,
They got a ball.
Jason,
That's the pressure.
and that's just what it is.
That's the pressure.
That's just what it is.
It is.
Have to. And going back to the Detroit Lions, they've been given this opportunity.
Yep.
And they're not performing.
Yep.
And what's going to happen is going to set back the player coach.
Yep. Especially
for a
entire
long period of time.
The whole staff. You're right. Because they'll keep the head guy, but then they might change some things, especially on defense where my guy is there. I want to throw one thing out because I think you might like this. In economics and finance, is a term called loss aversion.
Okay.
I've invested in something. I'm going to keep putting money in it. I'm going to keep pushing it because I don't want to lose what I've already invested, right? But as a great investor, you have to go knowing to pivot, right? Yep. So we all know David Tepper, the owner of the Carolina Panthers, made his fortune in investment banking and finance. They just fired their head coach.
Yep.
Right? And you see a lot of articles on, well, they got to pay him this. They got to
$40 million.
Right? And you see people wanting to think like, why? Because of this. And that's what they're thinking of. But you got a guy that's a high-level financier. He's like, he understands loss aversion. Mm-hmm. And I think this is what we're seeing. He's like, I need to pivot. Right or wrong, I'm not getting into that. Mentality. Mentality of I need change and I'm not willing to continue down this road just because I've invested this money. And you see that in sports, right? You see that in franchise. You see that with some ownership groups where people are in place because they got to pay them.
Yeah.
It might not be the right thing, but they got to pay them. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think what the calculation that he's probably made is it's probably going to cost him more if they keep losing games, right? Then, like you said, just making this decision now and seeing if they can actually jumpstart their franchise and actually start winning games, right? And so it's a very difficult thing to do. And I've had to do it a couple of times,
it's
right?
Tough. That's why I want to discuss it.
It's a very, very difficult thing to do this, to look here and say, okay, I've invested this amount of money into this, right? If I cut ties here, it appears that I've lost this money, right? But then what do? Do I keep on putting in resources or keep on investing in this right here?
Because time is money.
Time is money, right? And so at some point you have to make that calculation. You have to make that decision. I think the best business people are the ones who can be like, okay, I'm just going to take that loss and I'm going to cut ties and I'm going to try to do something else. And some other people don't do that. They just keep on investing and they keep on throwing their money away.
Yeah.
And he made the decision that Matt Rule wasn't a guy. He'd rather pay him this $40 million and see what happens.
This is the last thing I want to throw at you. I think the best coaches are truly CEOs. If they were in business, they would be great at it. And it's because of what you just said and how you broke it down. When I look at the Patriots, and I look at Belichick and why we say we wouldn't go against him, is it feels like throughout the season, coaches like that, the Tom Coughlins of the world, when you were there, they realize what they are, what this business is at the moment, and they adjust. They are not stuck in one way of thought, one way of behaving. They have that dexterity, mental dexterity and flexibility to say, I have to be and become what is the best for this organization.
Yep. I didn't really even understand the purpose of a head coach, like for a long time. I didn't even understand it, because my entire time, and this started in college, NFL, I never once had a head coach come to me and say, hey, you should try this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, what is he? Everything was either the D-line coach, the defensive coordinator. That was it.
Yep.
And then I would look on the offensive side, and it was the offensive coordinator or the offensive coaches. So I was like, what is he?
What are we doing here?
What is he doing? But he is just like the overseer of everything. But I believe that there's some franchises who could operate without a head coach.
Yeah.
You know
might be right.
There's some franchises who could operate without a head coach, period.
Yep. And we tie this into the game we saw just because we loved it so much. And you broke it down earlier. You saw two teams, what they were on the field. But you saw a head coach with superior answers. And in the NFL, in the game we love, and why all these people matter is that is what great coaching does.
Yep.
When you look at coaches and you say that guy can beat that guy, you see it play out on the field, Osi.
Yep.
Well, we're on location, so Simon has no, do people like the podcast notes, or we don't even know if people listen to this.
Yep.
Because he's not telling us our ranking today.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Must be. I mean, we must have gotten over the Laura Woods bump.
Is that what it?
Yeah. So now we're probably
now we're kind of flattening back to.
Now we have our cult following. Our cult following is back.
The Laura Woods bump happened.
Yeah.
Now we're back.
Cult following.
Yeah.
You know what a cult following is, Simon? When you don't have real fans.
Yeah.
When you don't have a lot of fans, they say you have
that's
a cult
their way
following.
of saying cult. That's the nice way of doing it.
That's the nice way of saying you don't have a lot of fans.
Well, I appreciate our cult following.
We have a cult following.
This is really good, man. I want to get you out of here. The sun is beaming in your face.
It is beaming on.
We're going to go watch your players out here. The game is about to start, so we have to stop right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate all you listeners. We really do. Everybody who came up to us during the game saying, we love the podcast, we love you back, and we are back at it next week. Uprise all day. We don't play. Feet and hands in the dirt, coming off the edge like Osi. Holla at you.